Mistress attacked pregnant wife in the hospital, but she had no idea who her father was. The fluorescent lights of the maternity ward flickered as Emily gripped the hospital bed rail, her stomach heavy with the life growing inside her. She had always imagined this day would be calm, filled with soft lullabies and the smell of baby powder. But today, fear and anger hung in the air, thick and suffocating. A shrill voice cut through the quiet. "You think you can have him and I won't notice?" Emily looked up, startled. A woman, tall, sharp-eyed, dressed in sleek black, stormed toward her. Her face was twisted with rage. Emily's heart pounded. She didn't recognize the woman, but she could feel the menace in her eyes. The woman lunged and the nurse shouted, but before she could reach them, Emily's instincts kicked in. She dodged, her hand clutching her belly protectively. "Please, I'm pregnant," she pleaded, her voice trembling. The attacker froze for a moment, then laughed bitterly. "You think that matters? He belongs with me." Emily's mind raced. She had no idea who this woman was, why she thought she had a claim to her husband, her partner, Michael. And yet beneath her fear, a strange clarity emerged. She couldn't let anger consume her. "Not here, not with her baby." "Wait," Emily said softly, raising her hands in surrender. "I don't even know who you are. Please stop." The woman's face softened for a heartbeat, a flicker of confusion replacing her fury. But then she scoffed and turned away, muttering something about betrayal. Emily slumped back, her heart still racing. That night, Michael arrived at the hospital, his face pale with worry. "Emily, are you okay? What happened?" Through tears, she explained the attack, the fear, and the woman who claimed to be his mistress. Michael's expression darkened. I didn't know she would." "She's unstable," he admitted. Emily's gaze softened. She reached out and took his hand. "Michael, it's not worth it. Anger, revenge. They only hurt the ones who carry love in their hearts. I'm carrying our child. That's the life that matters." Michael looked at her, awe and gratitude mixing in his eyes. "You're incredible, Em. I don't deserve you." The next morning, Emily's strength was tested again, but this time by something far more beautiful. A tiny cry echoed through the ward. Her baby had arrived, healthy and strong. As she held her newborn, the anger from yesterday seemed distant, almost unreal. A nurse approached with a quiet message. "The woman who attacked you, she asked to see the baby," she said. "She wants to apologize." Emily hesitated, but something inside her nudged her forward. She agreed. When the woman arrived, her eyes were red, her posture fragile. She looked at Emily's child and whispered, I didn't know. I didn't know whose child it was. I'm sorry." Emily nodded gently. "It's okay. There's no room for hatred here. This baby will only know love." And in that moment, something remarkable happened. The woman's face softened completely, tears streaming down her cheeks. I never thought I could feel this. Peace. Emily realized then that kindness was more powerful than anger, and compassion could heal even wounds carved by jealousy. She had chosen love over retaliation, and in doing so, she had changed not only her life but the heart of another. As she cradled her newborn, Emily whispered, "May you grow up knowing that love is stronger than fear, and that forgiveness can create miracles." And the hospital room, once heavy with tension and rage, was now filled with the quiet miracle of understanding, redemption, and hope. Days passed after Emily's baby was born, and the hospital's usual hum of activity felt almost magical to her. She named her daughter Lila, after the soft purple twilight she had always loved. Each tiny milestone, a first smile, a tiny grasp of her finger, felt like proof that life had its own way of balancing joy with hardship. One afternoon, as Emily sat in the sunlit hospital garden rocking Lila, the woman who had attacked her appeared again. This time her posture was hesitant, almost apologetic. I wanted to thank you," the woman said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Not just for forgiving me, but for showing me something I'd never known. Kindness. I've been so angry for so long I forgot how to be human." Emily looked at her with calm eyes. "We all have our battles," she said softly, "but you have a choice. Every day, you can let anger run your life, or you can choose love. It's never too late to start over." The woman nodded, tears streaming freely. I want to. I want to be better for myself and for others. And just like that, Emily realized something profound. Sometimes the people who hurt us most are the ones who need our compassion the most. Not because they deserve it, but because holding on to hatred only traps them and us in pain. Meanwhile, Michael had been quietly watching this transformation unfold. He pulled Emily close one evening, after the hospital quieted down. "You've changed everything, Em," he said. "Not just our lives, but hers too. I've never been prouder to call you my partner." Emily smiled, brushing a strand of hair from Lila's tiny forehead. "We didn't do it for her," she said. "We did it because love always has to come first. Anger and fear fade. Compassion lasts." Weeks later, the hospital staff would quietly remark on the unusual peace that seemed to linger around Emily and Lila. The story of the pregnant wife who forgave the attacker had spread in whispers among nurses and patients. People said it was miraculous, how someone could turn fear and rage into forgiveness and hope. And indeed it was. Emily realized that her life had become more than just her own. By embracing love over vengeance, she had created a ripple effect, touching lives she would never know, including the woman who had once tried to harm her. As Emily held Lila close, she whispered softly, "This world can be cruel, but even in the darkest moments, we have the power to choose light." Outside, the sky glowed a soft lavender, the same color she had chosen for her daughter's name. Emily knew that life was unpredictable and sometimes unfair, but the capacity for kindness, she realized, was infinite. And in that quiet, ordinary hospital room, a once hostile world became a little softer, a little warmer, all because one woman decided that love was stronger than anger and hope stronger than fear. Weeks after the hospital incident, Emily and Michael were adjusting to life as new parents. Lila's tiny fingers wrapped around Emily's hand, her soft coos filling the quiet apartment with warmth. Despite the joy, Emily couldn't shake the memory of Samantha's attack, the rage in her eyes, the threat that had hung over her pregnancy. One evening, a gentle knock at the door startled Emily. Michael peeked through the peephole. Outside stood Samantha, rain-damp hair plastered to her face, wearing the same black business dress, but her posture was hesitant, almost fragile. Emily's heartbeat quickened. But instead of fear, she felt calm resolve. She opened the door. I wanted to see you," Samantha said, voice trembling. "To apologize. To understand. I was so angry. But seeing you choose love over hate, it changed something in me." Emily studied her for a moment, eyes soft. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, but it does mean giving someone a chance to start over. Samantha nodded, tears glinting in her eyes. I want to change. I want to do better." Over the following weeks, Samantha slowly rebuilt herself. She began volunteering at a local mother's support center, quietly learning patience, empathy, and humility. She even visited Emily and Lila occasionally, no longer a threat, but a visitor seeking redemption. One rainy afternoon, Emily watched Samantha gently hold Lila's tiny hands, helping her take first steps. Michael, standing nearby, whispered, "Emily, you've changed everything. Not just our lives, but hers too. I've never been prouder of you." Emily smiled, brushing Lila's hair back. "It's not about me. Love always has to come first. Anger fades, but compassion lasts. That's the legacy I want Lila to grow up with." Months later, Emily sat on the couch holding Lila as Michael leaned over, hand brushing Emily's cheek. Lila took her first wobbly steps across the neutral-toned, sunlit living room. Samantha, standing quietly a few feet away, clapped softly, a genuine smile on her face. In that small apartment, a place that had once held fear and anger, peace had blossomed. Emily realized something powerful. Life would always bring challenges, but choosing love and forgiveness could transform even the most broken moments into something beautiful. As Lila toddled toward Emily, tiny arms outstretched, Emily whispered softly, "May you always remember that kindness is stronger than fear, and love stronger than anger." And in that quiet moment, the world felt a little softer, a little warmer, and infinitely full of hope.